Okay,
That was gold. That was really good.
All right, so then it's left, up, right, right. You finish off the dots, and then that's my TED Talk.
Sounds weird.
Hello, and welcome to Between Two Flames, a show about marketing, communication, and love in life, brought to you by Flint Group. Flint Group, serving clients across the country with top-notch marketing, communication, and advice for love and life. Flint Group, flint-group.com. Hi, I'm your host, Kris Kerzman, and I'm paid per mention of Flint Group. With me today is the one and only Sadie Rudolph. Sadie says here that you're the public relations manager here at Flint Group. Welcome.
I'm not sure it's the best idea, but here we are.
Thank you for your kind words. Before we get started, I understand that you're a big fan of your new Jeep. Tell us about that.
Yeah, his name is Mojito.
Mojito.
It's green.
That's an alcoholic drink.
I can find it anywhere in a parking lot, and I can drive it through a river.
Sadie, what does it feel like when you drive Mojito?
Feels like freedom.
You know, that's great. It actually reminds me of some footage we managed to get out in the parking lot earlier. Can we show that?
I didn't know you were filming me last week.
Sadie, that wasn't last week. That was just this morning. Do you do that every day? I think she does that every day. Hugging the Jeep. Just hugging it up. So, Sadie, as public address manager here at Flint Group, do you get to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"?
It's public relations manager. Public relations.
Oh, I see. So you probably can't tell me about Byron Buxton's walk-up ditty?
I can see why Jody wanted to fire you after the last video.
I'm sorry?
As public relations manager, I help tell brand stories.
That sort of explains why you're here at Flint Group, and yeah, that just makes a lot more sense. But public relations, I mean, isn't that just something that big companies and celebrities and politicians need when they get themselves in trouble?
Well, public relations certainly can help in those situations, but what we do here at Flint Group is use content strategy to drive tactics like crisis management when somebody might be in trouble. Or we used earned media strategies to help elevate public perception if one of our clients has an event they want to promote, or if they want more notoriety in a certain market. We can use different tactics to help improve or build a more impactful public perception.
So it's more of a positive, because I mean, you want to start your public relations strategy before you get to the point where it's a crisis, right?
Absolutely,
Right.
All the time. You should always be aware of what your customers think of you, or what the public thinks of you, or what your audience thinks of you, so that you can position yourself in the best possible light.
So give me an example of, we were talking earlier and you said there is no such thing as like a typical day. But in a given day, maybe just sort of walk through, like, what are the kind of tasks you go through, and what are the kinds of things that you're talking about with clients?
We might have a meeting with a client to develop key messages. Like, what do they want to say about themselves? What do they want to say about a certain product? Once we get beyond that, we might develop a strategy. It might mean earned media strategy, where we might go travel around to different news outlets and conduct media interviews to maybe position an expert at a company as a thought leader in their industry.
That sounds really exhausting.
It can be exhausting, but it's also really fun.
Do you you know what, never mind. So do you work with clients to maybe like train them in how the best way to work with the media, to talk with the media?
Yeah, before we do any sort of interaction with media, we like to walk our clients through what we call a media training to help them just navigate any interview.
You know, that's interesting because I did a fair amount of media thanks to my newfound celebrity here as host of Between Two Flames.
Yeah, I've been meaning to chat with you about that.
Oh, to congratulate me. Yeah, well, thanks.
No, you kind of did everything wrong.
Well, I think it went okay.
Let's take a look. Have you always wanted to be a talk show host?
You know, I have always wanted to be a talk show host.
You can't do that. How's your relationship with Jody after the first video?
You know, she sent me this email and I couldn't really tell if it was congratulatory or if she was going to kick me out, but both fine.
Nope.
What's the topic of the next episode?
No comment.
Don't ever say that.
How did you decide the look of the set?
What exactly are you insinuating, sir? I don't like the look of your face.
You definitely cannot do that. You know what, Kris? Sometimes reporters are going to ask questions that you might not want to answer, or they might be irrelevant to what you're trying to get across. In that instance, what you're going to want to do is what we call bridge or pivot. Say, that's a really good question, but what's important to know is, and then say one of your key takeaways.
Well, I am going to try it again.
What would you say about people saying that this is emulating a different internet talk show?
That's a perfectly good question. However, we like to think that in addition to the show being about marketing and communication and providing some helpful tips for people, it also participates in the grand American tradition of satire and fake talk shows.
That actually wasn't half bad.
That's the kind of thing that somebody who's watching this show right now might need help with. I bet that's something that you can help them with.
You're pretty slow on the uptake, aren't you?
Thanks, I try. And with that, it looks like we're out of time. I'd like to thank you all for joining us on Between Two Flames. Please join Sadie and I next time for a completely original segment we're calling Marketers and Jeeps Getting Coffee. It's completely original. Have a great month.